Strong women are not born strong, they are shaped by challenges, refined by faith, and uplifted by God's grace. Today, I want to share something real, something that doesn't just inspire your mind, but also touches your soul, because real strength is not about how much you can carry, but about how much you can surrender to God while still moving forward. Too often, society tells women to prove themselves, but true power lies not in proving to others, but in aligning with God's higher purpose. This talk is not about temporary motivation, it's about timeless wisdom that can transform the way you see yourself, your struggles, and your journey. When we talk about strength, most people imagine resistance. They imagine standing tall, fighting back, and never bowing down. And while that sounds impressive, true strength is not always about resisting everything that comes our way. Sometimes strength lies in the art of surrender. But here, when I say surrender, I don't mean weakness or giving up. I mean the kind of surrender where you place your trust in God, accept what you cannot control, and move forward with grace and peace. Think about it. Life is not always in our hands. You can plan your entire day, but one unexpected phone call can change everything. You can work hard for months, and yet circumstances beyond your control can shake your plans. Many people, in such moments, resist. They fight against reality. They complain, they break down, and they keep asking, why me? But a truly strong person, especially a strong woman, understands that there are things she cannot change. And instead of fighting reality, she surrenders it to God. She says, I may not understand this right now, but I trust there's a higher wisdom guiding my path. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine a woman who has been working tirelessly in her career, giving her best, hoping for a promotion. She works late nights. She sacrifices her comfort. She even misses family gatherings. But when the time comes, the promotion goes to someone else. At that moment, she has two choices: resist or surrender. If she resists, she will drown herself in frustration, comparing, complaining, and feeling like a failure. But if she surrenders, she will say, this was not my time. Perhaps God has something better planned for me. Perhaps this delay is a protection, not a punishment. And once she surrenders, her heart is lighter, her focus sharper, and her energy cleaner. She continues her journey with renewed faith, and often what unfolds next is far greater than what she thought she lost. Strength in surrender is also seen in relationships. Sometimes, no matter how much effort a woman puts into making a relationship work, the other person may not reciprocate with the same love, respect, or honesty. In such times, resisting the truth only prolongs the pain. But surrendering, accepting reality, letting go, and trusting God's plan frees her from endless suffering. It doesn't mean she doesn't care. It means she values her peace, her dignity, and her inner strength more than clinging to something that no longer serves her soul. Another example is motherhood. Every mother knows that she cannot control everything about her child's future. She can guide, teach, and inspire, but at some point she must surrender. She must place her trust in God that the seeds she planted will grow in their own time and way. This surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is knowing that you've done your best and allowing life, guided by God, to take care of the rest. Why is surrender real strength? Because resisting drains you. Resisting reality makes you bitter, angry, and restless. But surrender fills you with peace, courage, and clarity. It gives you the power to focus on what you can control instead of wasting energy on what you cannot. Think of water. Water does not resist obstacles, it flows around them. When it meets a rock, It doesn't waste time fighting the rock, it simply moves around it and keeps flowing. And yet, over time, that same water can carve mountains. That is the power of surrender. It is flexible, it is humble, but it is unstoppable. In the same way, a strong woman does not waste her energy resisting everything in her path. She surrenders what she cannot change, and that very surrender makes her unstoppable. When you surrender to God, you are not giving up. You are rising above. You are saying, I am strong enough to let go. I am strong enough to trust. I am strong enough to move forward without bitterness. That is strength. It takes far more courage to surrender than to resist. So, the next time life puts you in a situation where nothing seems to go your way, pause and ask yourself, am I resisting or am I surrendering? Remember, real strength is not always in fighting, but in flowing. It is not always in holding on, but sometimes in letting go. And it is not always in controlling life, but in trusting God's plan for your life. Because when you surrender, you are not becoming smaller, you are becoming freer. You are not losing, you are aligning. And a woman who aligns with God's wisdom is a woman whose strength can never be broken. Too often in life, women are told who they are supposed to be. From a very young age, society starts placing labels. You should look this way, you should act that way, you should achieve this much. And slowly, without even realizing it, many women start to measure their worth through the eyes of others. They look for approval in compliments, validation in social media likes, and identity in job titles or relationships. But let me tell you something powerful. Self-worth does not come from the world outside, it comes from within. When a woman depends on others to define her value, she is handing over the keys to her happiness. One day, people may praise her beauty and she feels high. The next day, someone criticizes her and she feels low. One day, she gets recognition at work and she feels powerful. Another day, she is ignored and she feels invisible. This constant rise and fall is exhausting because her self-worth is tied to something unstable, the opinions of people. True strength begins when a woman realizes that her worth is not in the hands of others, but in the heart of God and in her own awareness of who she truly is. You are not valuable because the world claps for you. You are valuable because you exist, because you carry a soul, because you carry love, compassion, intelligence, and resilience within you. No applause, no criticism, no label, no status can change that. Think of gold. Whether gold is buried deep in the earth, whether it is lying in dust, whether it is locked in a box, or shining on a crown, it is still gold. Its value does not decrease because of where it is placed. Similarly, a woman's worth does not change based on what others think of her or where society places her. She is valuable because of her essence, not because of her circumstances. Let's take a simple example from daily life. Imagine a young woman scrolling through her phone, seeing perfectly edited pictures of other women on social media. For a moment, she begins to compare. She's more beautiful than me. She has more followers than me. Her life looks happier than mine. If she allows these comparisons to define her worth, she will always feel lacking. But if she pauses and reminds herself, these pictures don't define me. My kindness, my efforts, my values, and my connection to God define me. Then she regains her power. She stops living as a shadow of others and starts shining in her own light. Or think about a woman at her workplace. She puts in her effort, works with dedication, but sometimes her work goes unnoticed. If her self-worth is tied only to recognition, she will feel broken. But if she has cultivated inner self-worth, she will continue to give her best, without losing her confidence. She will say, "My effort matters. Even if the world doesn't see me today, God sees me. My worth is not reduced just because someone else fails to notice it." That inner self-talk is what keeps her resilient, calm, and unshakable. True self-worth also protects women from toxic relationships. Many times, women stay in situations where they are undervalued or disrespected because they believe, maybe this is all I deserve. But when a woman knows her worth, she will never settle for less than respect, dignity, and love. She will not beg for validation. She will not cling to someone who doesn't see her value. She will rise with grace because she knows that her worth comes from within, not from how someone else treats her. Self-worth is also about removing the heavy burden of perfection. So many women try to be perfect. Perfect daughters, perfect mothers, perfect professionals, perfect in appearance. But perfection is an illusion. God did not create you to be perfect. He created you to be purposeful. When you know your worth, you stop chasing perfection for others' approval and start living authentically, being real, being you. And there is nothing more powerful than a woman who is unapologetically herself, not for the applause, but because she knows her own value. Remember this: your worth is like the roots of a tree. The stronger your roots are within, the less you will be shaken by the storms outside. If someone insults you, you will not crumble because you know who you are. If someone praises you, you will not lose yourself in arrogance because you know your worth was always there, with or without the praise. One of the most liberating realizations is this: no one on earth can increase or decrease your worth. People can appreciate you or misunderstand you, but that does not change your essence. The sun does not stop being the sun if someone closes their curtains. Similarly, your light does not stop shining because someone refuses to see it. So, to every strong woman listening, stop searching for your worth outside. Don't let society's shifting standards define you. Don't let social media comparisons control your happiness. Don't let temporary failures or criticisms make you doubt yourself. Your worth is not in the roles you play, the titles you carry, or the compliments you receive. Your worth is in your soul, in your values, in your resilience, in your love, and in your connection with God. Once you know this, you become unstoppable. Because when the world tries to shake you, you remain grounded. When people doubt you, you remain calm. And when life challenges you, you remain strong, not because the world defines you, but because you define yourself. That is true self-worth. It comes from within, not from the world. And once you live with that realization, you walk with a power that no one can take away from you. One of the greatest strengths a woman can develop in her journey is balance. Not balance in the sense of juggling 1,000 tasks at once, but balance between two powerful forces within her, the heart and the mind. Both are gifts from God. The heart gives love, compassion, and empathy. The mind gives wisdom, logic, and clarity. But when one dominates the other, life becomes unbalanced. Too much heart without mind can lead to pain, and too much mind without heart can lead to emptiness. Real strength is in harmonizing the two. The heart is like a river, flowing with emotions, kindness, and warmth. It gives endlessly, sometimes without limits. A woman with only her heart guiding her may give all her energy to others, forgetting her own needs. She may forgive endlessly even when she is being mistreated, or sacrifice so much that she loses herself. The mind, on the other hand, is like a compass. It helps her navigate, set boundaries, and see reality as it is. But if the mind is cold and without the warmth of the heart, then life becomes mechanical. There is no joy, no connection, no depth. Let's take an everyday example. Imagine a woman who is deeply caring. Her friend constantly leans on her for support, but never shows up when she needs help. If she only listens to her heart, she might continue giving and giving until she is drained and empty. But if she brings her mind into the situation, she will recognize the imbalance. She can still care, but with wisdom. She can set boundaries, protect her peace, and remind herself that love without self-respect is not love, it is self-destruction. This is balance. Another example is in decision making. Suppose a woman has a wonderful job offer in another city. Her heart says, I don't want to leave my family, my comfort zone. But her mind says, this opportunity will help me grow, learn, and expand my future. If she only follows her heart, she may stay in her comfort zone, but regret the missed chance. If she only follows her mind, she may chase success, but feel lonely and disconnected. But if she balances both, she will seek a solution that honors her career growth while staying connected to loved ones. Maybe through regular visits, constant communication, or finding ways to include family in her journey. Balance gives her peace. The truth is, both the heart and mind are powerful teachers. The heart teaches us kindness, patience, and the ability to see beauty in life. The mind teaches us to question, to analyze, and to protect ourselves from harm. When a woman uses them together, she becomes both soft and strong, gentle and wise. She can love without losing herself, and she can achieve without becoming cold. Think about how God designed the body. The heart and the brain work together in harmony. If the heart stops, life ends. If the brain stops, life ends. Both are necessary. In the same way, for a woman's life to be truly fulfilling, both heart and mind must work together. Too much emotional giving without logic leads to exhaustion. Too much logic without love leads to isolation. Balance brings wholeness. Balance between heart and mind is also essential in raising children. A mother's heart wants to protect her child from every pain. Her emotions want to shield them from failure. But her mind knows that struggles are necessary for growth. If she only listens to her heart, she may overprotect, and her child will not learn resilience. If she only listens to her mind, she may push too hard, and her child may feel unloved. But when she balances the two, she loves unconditionally, while also allowing space for her child to grow independently. That is true strength. In relationships too, balance is everything. A woman guided only by her emotions may forgive endless betrayals, hoping the other person will change. But her mind tells her, respect yourself. Do not let love blind you to reality. When she balances the two, she can love deeply but also walk away from situations where love is no longer honored. That balance gives her dignity and peace. Even in spiritual life, balance is necessary. The heart connects with God in prayer, devotion, and love. The mind reflects on wisdom, scriptures, and life lessons. If a woman prays with only her heart, she may feel deeply emotional, but not always understand how to apply wisdom to her daily life. If she only uses her mind, she may become too analytical, forgetting the sweetness of devotion. But when she uses both, her spirituality becomes complete, a blend of devotion and wisdom, of love and understanding. What makes balance so powerful is that it prevents extremes. Extremes lead to suffering, but balance leads to harmony. A strong woman doesn't silence her heart in fear of being hurt. And she doesn't silence her mind in fear of being cold. She allows both to guide her like two wings of a bird. And just as a bird cannot fly with only one wing, a woman cannot soar in life with only her heart or only her mind. She needs both. So, whenever you face a situation in life Pause and ask yourself, am I listening only to my heart or only to my mind? What would happen if I allowed both to speak? That small reflection can transform your choices. It can protect you from unnecessary pain and guide you to deeper joy. Balance between heart and mind is not perfection, it is wisdom. It does not mean you will always get it right, but it means you will always move with awareness. And when a woman walks with both love and wisdom, she becomes unstoppable. She becomes someone who can nurture and lead, care and protect, dream and achieve, all at the same time. That is the beauty of balance. It is not choosing between heart and mind, but allowing them to dance together. And when they do, a woman's strength becomes limitless. When we hear the word challenge, most of us immediately think of struggle, difficulty, or suffering. Our natural instinct is to avoid challenges, to pray for a life without them, and to wish that everything always goes smoothly. But the truth is, challenges are not punishments, they are blessings in disguise. They are not meant to break us, but to build us. They are not obstacles in our path, they are stepping stones to growth. Think about it. Every meaningful lesson you have ever learned in life did not come when things were easy. It came when things were hard. Growth never happens in comfort zones. It happens in storms. Just like fire refines gold, challenges refine us, making us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Let's take a very simple example. Imagine a young woman who dreams of starting her own business. She begins with enthusiasm, but very quickly she faces setbacks. Suppliers delay orders, customers complain, and sometimes she even questions her ability. In that moment, she might feel as if life is being unfair. But if she continues, she learns patience, resilience, problem solving, and perseverance, qualities she never would have developed if everything had gone smoothly. Years later, she realizes that those very challenges made her a leader. Without the struggle, she would not have grown into the person she became. Another example can be seen in personal relationships. Sometimes a woman may go through heartbreak or betrayal. In the beginning, it feels like the end of the world. But over time, that pain teaches her boundaries, self-respect, and the importance of valuing herself. The very challenge that once hurt her becomes the blessing that taught her strength. If she had never experienced it, she might not have discovered her own inner power. Challenges also reveal who we truly are. When everything is easy, anyone can smile, be kind, and act strong. But when life tests us, when we are pushed to our limits, our true character is revealed. A woman who faces difficulties with dignity, who keeps her faith in God even when everything seems dark, is a woman of unshakable strength. Challenges peel away the surface and show us what we are really made of. Think about nature. The tallest trees in the forest are not the ones that grew in perfect weather with constant sunshine. They are the ones that faced storms, winds, and rains. Those storms forced their roots to grow deeper and stronger. Similarly, every challenge in your life forces your roots to go deeper, deeper into patience, deeper into faith, deeper into resilience. Challenges are also God's way of redirecting us. Sometimes we plan our lives in one direction, but a closed door forces us to look elsewhere. At first, it feels painful. Why did this happen? Why did this opportunity slip away? But later, we realize that if that door had not closed, we would never have found the better path waiting for us. Many women who lost a job or a relationship thought it was the end. But later, they discovered that it was only the beginning of something greater. The rejection was protection. The difficulty was direction. Another daily example is in education. A student who never faces tough exams, will never study deeply. A dancer who never struggles with hard routines will never master her art. A mother who never faces challenges with her children will never discover her patience and creativity. In every area of life, challenges are the silent teachers, shaping us into stronger versions of ourselves. The blessing of challenges is not always visible immediately. When we are in the middle of pain, it is hard to call it a blessing. It feels heavy, it feels unfair. But if we trust the process, if we trust God's timing, one day we look back and say, if that had not happened, I would not be who I am today. What once felt like a curse reveals itself as a hidden blessing. Strong women are not those who never face challenges, they are those who face them with faith. They say, this is hard, but it is teaching me something. This is painful, but it is preparing me for something greater. I may not understand it today, but one day I will see the purpose behind it. So, when life gives you challenges, don't immediately ask, why me? Instead ask, what is this teaching me? That shift in perspective turns pain into wisdom and obstacles into opportunities. A butterfly cannot fly unless it struggles to break free from its cocoon. If someone tries to help it by cutting the cocoon, the butterfly's wings will remain weak and it will never fly. The struggle is what gives its wings strength. In the same way, the struggles you face